more heat, more light. And then as you get further out. So the different religious conceptions, they're like orbiting that central sun. Christian, Islamic, Jewish, etc., etc. So supposedly the Vaishnava conception, the deepest and highest, is the central conception given by Mahaprabhu. At least we understand that or believe that. As comparatively, if we think, if we're going to use a way of comparison, we'll have to use the through what's called rasa tattva. Again, the tasting machine of the heart. So what is the most deepest and profound type of exchange or relationship possible with the Lord? That's called Madhura rasa. Yeah, so that's complete engagement of body, mind and soul of our being. And then the other rasas are part and parcel of that, participating in that, but to a more or less degree, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, like this. So each one is, each higher one includes but transcends the previous one. So Shanta Rasa is the basic, yeah. Then Dasya includes Shanta, but something more, the service. And Sakya, so Shanta is there, Dasya is there, and something more. Again, Vatsalya, and then Madhurya. In Madhurya you have all possibilities. You have peacefulness, you have service, you have friendship, you have the parental mood, right? Lover and beloved, when they're like Vatsalya is there, you know, and also Madhurya itself is complete, Mukhya. It's called Mukhya Rasa. So, but every stage, the soul, subjectively, in each stage, is receiving full rasa, full satisfaction in their stage. Not that they're feeling anything is lacking. Like, you know, like Hanuman is maximum dasya, rasa, with his Lord Ram. You know, you've seen the picture, he's pulling his chest and there's Sita and Ram inside. You know, so, and he's the icon, you could say, the emblem of dasya rasa. So much so that in, I think it's in one of the books that thinks that Srila Guru Maharaj is explaining that even Hanuman defeated Garuda. And there are examples like that. That because, yeah, so though his rasa as dasya is ontologically lower than Sakya, Vatsalya, etc., but because it's so intense and he's such a great example of that, how to serve, that he's given as an example of that. But ontologically, each soul is deriving their full maximum satisfaction. That's why it's called Svarup. Rupa means a form, but when we say form spiritually, it doesn't just mean like material form, which is dead, inert, you know, matter, the body made of elements and so on. So in the spiritual, the form and the substance and the service energy, they're all one and the same. So the rupa, the form, is the service. So when the soul reaches that, their Svarup, that what's called Vastu Siddhi, ultimately, then they're perfectly situated. That is their perfect situation, and that is perfectly where Krishna wants them to be, and perfectly where they want to be, and in this way, the full panorama of Krishna's reality, of his Lila, is fulfilled in every aspect. Because, you know, of course, there can't just be Madhurya Rasa, nothing else. You have to have the Shanta, the cows, the water, the deer, the swans, the sky, the elements, you know, all Shanta Rasa, and then the Dasya, those who are serving Krishna, they have to, in the morning, they have to bathe in Krishna, addressing him, decorating him, bringing him his things, his flute, his stick, for going out in the day with the cows, and they're also getting the nectar connection with the other rasas, because Mother Yashoda is there, she's looking after Krishna, so they're seeing that Vatsalya Bhav also. And then in the morning, the boys are coming to the house of Nanda and Yashoda, and they're sort of outside on the veranda. Sridham and Sudam, and Sridham saying, come out, Krishna, we're going to have great fun today. Go to a certain place, bring the cows. And Mother Yashoda says, oh, what are you saying, Sridham? That's very far. How my boy will be, how will he go so far and in the forest? And she's very concerned like that. And then, so they're going many pastimes, morning pastimes, and then they're going out for the day, and Nanda is taking them to the edge of the town, Nandagram, where the forest begins, and he's giving final instructions how to look after the cows, because he's the expert, right? He's the king of the cowherds. And then they're going off, and many pastimes, and the midday pastimes are there. And then Balaram is playing with the boys, wrestling and like that. And then Krishna giving some excuse. Oh, some cows have wandered off. I have to go and see where they are, fetch them. So that way then Krishna is leaving. He's going to Radha Kund for the midday pastime. There's Radharani, other gopis, and he's bringing some certain friends with him. They're called the Priyanama Shakas, the boys. And they are very close with Krishna and helping him, connecting with the Madhurya Rasa. Then after 2-3 hours, Krishna's coming back, and everything is there, continuing as before. And this way the pastimes are going through the day. So this is all absolutely necessary, that every soul has their part to play there. And that for them is perfect and is all nourishing. But Srimati Radharani, her energy is pervading everything. That's the Hladini Shakti in Vrindavan is pervading everything. So everything is touched and permeated by that Madhurya Rasa, actually. So that's why you see, for example, in Dwarka, where Krishna is praising Uddhava so much, and there's that verse in the 11th canto, the Uddhava Gita, he's saying to Uddhava, you are so dear to me, more than Lakshmi, more than Baladev, even more than my own self, like that. And then Uddhava says, my aspiration is to become a small piece of grass in Vrindavan, so I may get, by great fortune, I may get the dust of the feet, dust of the gopis on my head. So in other words, the highest point in the Dwarka Lila conception, dimension, is the smallest, or the most, is just in the entrance conception in Vrindavan. That would be like a Shantarasa, wouldn't it? A piece of grass or a tree or something like that. So it's dimensions within dimensions, and each one contains the previous one. But everything is an organic whole. An organic whole means nothing is existing separately in a vacuum. So just like you can't, if we say an organism, like a human body, so then that's composed of cells, but the cells are composed of molecules, and the molecules are composed of atoms. You know what I mean? So it's like you just don't have just a body suddenly appearing, just from nowhere. It's like this. So it's kind of hierarchical, but holigarchical might be a better word, Each stage is enfolding and including the previous one to the whole, total and whole. So that's why, Guru Maharaj calls it the organic whole. Organic means everything's like working, participating together. And that's the Lila, that's with the Nirgun plane, as he says, the divine flow, where everything's going on automatically, spontaneously, all the time towards the centre, moving towards the centre without, and then on this side everything's moving out from the centre. It's just the opposite. The Maya energy is taking things out from the centre, separating. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he calls it centrifugal and centripetal.
Central what?
Centrifugal force and centripetal. Centripetal means the thing is spinning, and the effect is it's going into the center.
Who said that?
And centrifugal, like we did it in chemistry at school, you put the test tube in the centrifuge. It's like a machine, and it's spinning, and it's like going out. Throwing everything out, scattering everything out. Out of the, yes, same, yeah.
And that's only because of our selfish interest, right? Only
Yeah.
because of that. Otherwise it would all be organic.
Yes.
And interdependent and interconnected.
Yes.
And alive.
So separate interest, is a very hard thing. It's a very hard thing that we have to be brought us to such a place.
Also, Chaitanya Lila is more kind of for distribution and for spreading it.
Yeah.
But Krishna Lila is more like a different type. It's more secluded, more close, or inner circle.
Yeah.
Like Udarya
And Madhurya. Yeah, that verse by Kaviraj Goswami, Krishna Lilamrita Sar, Tar Shata Shata Dhara, Dasadike Vacha Hoite, Sri Chaitanya Lila Hoy, Savarama Mana Hoy, Manasa Hangsa Kahaite. It's meaning Krishna Lilamrita Sar, the Krishna Lila is like an ocean of nectar. Krishna Lilamrita is an ocean, like an ocean nectar. Tar Shata Shata Dar, and from that ocean, right, it's like an infinite ocean, it's not contained, like material ocean contained within borders or the land. It's an infinite ocean, and in the ocean the waves are moving. Shata Shata Dara, because it's moving like that, it's spilling over in like hundreds of streams. Sata Shata Dara means hundreds of streams or currents are coming out. And those streams, they're again meeting together and mixing together in another lake. That's called Chaitanya Lila. So in the verse he's saying, let the swan of your mind dive deep into that lake of Chaitanya Lila. And there you will, when you resurface, you'll find yourself in Vrindavan, in your relation of Krishna in the pastime. So that's an amazing thing. That particularly in Kali Yuga, that's the very good way, safe way, and there's the Gaura's Leela, Gaura's pastimes.
It just reminds me like that word yara, dull. Like we have become so dull because we are associated with material energy and our selfishness that all these things, what are actually natural for the soul, to us, that's so, though the material energies has been made so dull, right?
Yes. But the paradox is the material energy is also attractive. When we are in that conditioned state, it's like in the shadow or the reflection, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
It has some, because it is the shadow or the reflection of the reality, there is rasa there, though it's very, by comparison, it's very low and very perverted. But we're getting taste, from that, that's keeping us
if you have no other
from
taste. You were saying something like,
even though it's hurting us, and causing, like the example of the camel that's chewing the thorns. It's very, it's cutting its tongue, but the taste of the blood and saliva mixed, it's getting some rasa from that. So it's continuing with this mad activity. Yeah, so it's like we say something is better than nothing. If someone has no connection of spiritual rasa, they go for the material rasa, and then they become like exhausted with that and disgusted with that, chewing the chewed. Yeah, then they say, to make everything zero then is better, like that. Because you know that pursuing the material enjoyment is causing suffering, so much suffering.
Exhausting, yeah.
But the thing is, we can't stop it, because at the moment, in conditioned stage, there is, we know it's hurting, it's harming us, causing us suffering, but still we can't leave it completely. So we're trying. It's okay. We just carry on, and the thing will the balance will change from the the material side is up and the spiritual side is down. It's going to slowly go like that. Then crossing the Brahman, equal level, it's going up like this. And that's called ruchi and then ashakti. The stage of ruchi, the taste, mean that there's some awakenment there in the soul, and one is naturally then going for the spiritual things, naturally, gravitating towards them quite naturally, because the taste is there. Like if someone can describe the ice cream is very nice, strawberry ice cream is like this, like that. So you get some mental idea, but if you haven't tasted it, you're just only going to be half-hearted going for it. But then, if you actually tasted the strawberry ice cream, you get the taste, and then you go for it. And wherever that is existing, you'll find that place. If it's in some shop here, there, or some van going around the estate, you'll find it wherever you can find it. So, the Brahman conception is dry. It's intellectual. It's like the flower. Okay, it's looking beautiful, and even some scent, nice, There's no fruit. Fruit is what you taste. So the Upanishadic conception describing Brahman is like this, and there's so many descriptions in the negative way, neti. It's completely, the only way you can understand it is by negation, saying, it's not black, it's not white, it's not up, it's not down, it's not this way, it's not that way, it's not male, it's not female, it's not high, it's not low, so what is it, And you're trying to, that's like, they say it's like, beating the husk. The actual grain is the thing inside that you want to taste, But the grain is gone, you're beating the husk and trying to get the taste. So you can't get taste out of intellectual understanding. To a certain level you can, there's, intellectual satisfaction. But then prema is like, the fruit comes out. That's Srimad Bhagavatam is the fruit of the tree of Vedic knowledge. And Vedanta, is the seed, Om, it's the sequence. Om, Gayatri, Ved, Vedanta, and Srimad Bhagavatam is the commentary on Vedanta. And that's the fruit, Kalitam Phalam, the fully ripened fruit. That's what you taste. And that's what takes you actually towards Krishna consciousness. So before that, it's more or less intellectual appreciation, something beautiful, something, yes, desirable, and but ruchi, and then ruchi, when it becomes ashakti, then that's very firm, because from ruchi also you could be distracted by the lower taste if it came in strong enough in a moment of weakness, But the ashakti, that's firm attachment. In the Bhakti Sutras, Narada Bhakti Sutras, you may have heard of them, supposed to be composed by Narada Muni, and it is available. It's going to have a version. What happened, Srila Prabhupada, he started to translate it. This was when he was in New York. He did up to the verse 13. There's about 50 verses. So at verse 13, he had to put it aside because he had to finish the Bhagavatam. That was the most important work, and he didn't know how long time he'd have left and all that. So then, in the book itself, the translations and commentaries up to verse 13 are by him, and then Svarup Maharaj, he is continued after that. So in the Bhakti Sutras, it says that at the stage of Ashakti, that is the beginning, just the beginning stage of one's awakening, of one's self-realization. Sarupenya Vyavashtiti, one's relationship with Krishna starts to peep peep out from the soul.
And
in that stage.
These writings,
Yes.
verses, what is specific in there until the 13th? This, Ashakti.
Yeah, that's. I don't know where in the sutras is where he mentions that. Yeah, I think it is. Yes, it's within that because he mentions that in the commentary in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, about that. This Ruchi, Anashakti, and then Bhava, Prema. So.
Well, you speak about so many beautiful things and so high, but I have to go back to something.
Rewind.
You said before, and it's a bit more technical. You said everything was because everything is Krishna, right? Inferior, superior, the touch, everything is everywhere. Designed everything.
Yeah, it's Krishna and it's Krishna, but not directly Krishna. Also at the same time, inconceivably.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you said everything what is exalted, there we
Yeah.
the luminaries, the
Yeah.
furnace in there, whatever, all these. Then that is for maybe people to realize, oh, there is God.
Yeah.
And my question is, because Krishna is everywhere and everything he created, so what about the things that is also Krishna, the more dull material energy? So that's also him, only more covered, or a soul is in there, what is more covered, right?
Yeah. So actually, because you see everything, the energy of Krishna, because Krishna is one, his energy is one. So we are describing it like higher energy. The Svarup Shakti, then you have your Tatastha Shakti, then you have your Maya Shakti, or also called Chaya Shakti, the shadow potency. But it's all the same energy. Srila Prabhupada give the example, electricity is an energy, but when it can power a fridge, it's very cold. It can also power an oven, it's very hot, isn't it? So from Krishna's point of view, there's no difference. From our point of view, there's a big difference. How the energies are working and acting and so forth.
It's like a steam, a water, and ice.
Yes, good example. Yeah. That's like Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, isn't it?
Yeah, but in his spiritual energy, he's there, present, and he's playing. And in his lower energy, he is not playing there. Well,
How do you know?
Well, he's playing there also.
That's from our point of view, isn't it?
That's true.
But is it to do with perception? Is it to do with perception? Because we can say something is a lower energy, but if we take in consideration that the center is everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. No.
It's just our perception.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
What it is.
Yes, that's correct. But then because of that, we don't go take that to the extreme, like to the Mayavad idea, where they say, well, it's all the same, everything's one, actually. So, no, because you see, it's because Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, which means, personality means, he's thinking, feeling and willing, That's we're participating in that small degree. So that's dynamic, Yeah. So it's not just like static, just existence, sat. It's chit and it's anand. Yeah.
Is that the Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva that everywhere there are souls, right?
Yes.
Everywhere there are souls. And everywhere there's Krishna. And there's the souls.
Yes.
And there's Krishna. And that is the inconceivable Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, right?
Yes. Yeah, it is very inconceivable. If you read in Revealed Truth, the book by Srila Govinda Maharaj, book there, done by Chagi Maharaj, which I offer my eternal respects to him and glories for that, a really good book, yeah. Well, anyway, in that one chapter on Achinta Bheda Bheda Tattva, he's saying, giving some examples of this inconceivability, which, quite apart from the one about, the material energy, Vasudeva Sarvamiti, that Krishna says that Vasudeva, me, I, Saramiti, I am everything. I am the substance of everything. It cannot be anything different or separate from me, because it's my energy, and I am the source of everything, source and substance. But he's given the example more of inconceivability, like how is it that if Krishna is living in the heart, first of all, how is it that God, who's infinite, is living within a finite being? How can the ocean exist within a drop of water? That's inconceivable, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, then how is it that if God is with us in the soul, then how can we be an illusion? If we're so close to God, and yet still we can be covered by illusion and doing all stuff, right? That's also inconceivable.
Oh yeah, we have a separated soul.
Yeah. So
free willing.
Yes.
Otherwise it would
of course, yeah. So
well, he spoke so.
some of the points, which is nearly to the end anyway. I'm sorry, did you understand anything?
Yeah,
really?
no, something. Ramananda was,
You can translate it all later if you recorded it. No.
We will tell in translation.
It's what?
We will summarize later.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
It's late and we have.
Yes. Who's going to chant then?
Yeah.
Does you do? Can you do? Hari Haraya Namah
Tridandi
Krishna.
Swami ki jai. Wow.
Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya. Madhavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah. Gopa Govinda Samari Siddhaya. Girirari Govinda Nadanam Moha. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Radharara Shivasa Gauravatta. Jai Rupa Sanatan Radharakuna. Shri Radharara Radharakuna. Puja Puja Gauri Charana Pundana. Jai Tinana Avishta Purana. Jai Puja Tanimuni Tanindana. Tanira Pundana Mora Panchadana. Tandera Charanasi Bhakta Sannidha. Janame Janamande Hey Apilasa. Nichan Goshai Varipachi Koilupa. Radha Krishna Nishala Kalila Prakasha. Nirmaloha Panjabindavana. Shri Guru Krishna Bhakti Majayama. Hello. Padma Kodiraja Harinam Sankita Tohe Naratam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki, Shri Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai, Bhakti Vigni Vinashna Bhagavan Shingadev Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Kol Kartels ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Gaura Premanandi, Hari 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 Hari.